Good evening, all. It's Maureen here, Stitch Mac, and hello, and welcome back if you've been here before, and hello if you haven't. This is a channel about cross stitch. So that's it. Don't like that. It's not really going to be your thing. Sorry, let me just move you up. Oh my god. Right. So it's Saturday night. It's about the 30th of May, I think. 29th. Must be 29th. And it's about 7 o'clock at night, and I'm literally just out of the shower. That's me having my shower today. I don't know. I don't quite know what's happened to the day today. It kind of disappeared. I have had some stitch time. I was off work all week, and my plan was, oh great, lots of stitch time. It's been lots of dog walking, that kind of thing. So, but I've been quite productive on the old finishing side of things. So I'm feeling quite pleased with myself with that. So shall just start with that because that's what I've got sitting next to me. So, kind of working backwards. Today I finished off this. Now this is my, oh, that's so squid. Let me just put a disclaimer out there. I tend to go for the rustic finishing touch, i.e. it's all handmade. I do it myself. I can't sew. It's wonky, nothing straight. It's rustic, shabby chic. That's what I'm calling it. Yeah, don't expect these. Yeah, I mean, if it's for myself, it's my own personal use. I'm sorry, I'm not spending money or time getting someone doing it for me. If it's for someone else, even then, actually, yeah, because I gave a little gift away this week. But I did that quite well. But yeah, for myself, it's a rustic finish. So anyway, back to where I was. This here was my temperature garden. So this is 2018. You can see how long it's been sitting there. Actually, to be fair, it was still on another bit of fabric. So yeah, so 2018 was good. So that's January, February, March, April, May. May was hot. For anyone who doesn't know, these are from Stitching Mummy on Etsy. Just got a hold of them. And this is the garden, so every leaf represents a day of the year. So I just finished it. I had some nice pink polka dot stuff. I've got a little pin in there I found. I was actually using it as a pin, I thought. So I'm just having that sitting on my table next to me. So that was the first start. And then the corresponding one of that, because that's why it took me a bit longer to keep it, because it was on the same fabric, was my temperature tree. And this, so this was 2020. Yeah, I finished this just at the end of last year. So again, same principle. Every leaf is a day of the year. Now this frame here was, this was a great, oh sorry, that's a bit shiny there. We're moving offices at the moment. We were moving office the other week, and we're kind of back to where we were. And there was a picture on here, and there was another frame, and they were just, I mean, there's a million one. It was just getting chucked out. And I was just like, I looked at him, whoa, hang on a minute. That frame is a good frame. I'll take that home. I might use that at some point. And I took it home, and I got out my temperature tree, and I was like, holy crap, that's actually like pretty much damn perfect for it. I mean, it's a lot of blue, but pretty much damn near perfect. Great size. And it's actually like a really good frame. So I just took one of the elements to bit. Look, and I got some nice framing tape. So I actually took it back to my work because it's quite a big empty office. So I nearly dropped that one, the dog. I didn't realise she was sitting down right next to me. Yeah, so I think I might take that back into work. So yeah, that one looks quite good actually. I glued that around, but don't tell anyone that. And then the other thing I did was don't look back. This is my through the window. It was a stitch along. It's by Ship's Manor, and this was a couple of years ago. I think it was maybe 2018, 2019, and it came in fabric. And yeah, 2019. I think I did it. Finished last year. And this frame. It's just a photo frame, very well, and it was just brown, and I decided to paint it in the same so that it would go nice in my room. And then when I took it all out, I had to buy the bay needle art, one in here, when I looked, I looked in the cupboard and thought, right, what have I still got to frame? What am I still looking at? I looked and went, hang on a minute, that looks like it's actually the right size. So, sorry, I'll just put that so we remember. So yeah. So, again, not brown French. And I don't know what happened to the glass. I don't know why. I think I've lost, I think the glass either smashed or I don't know what happened, why I didn't have glass in the other. Yeah, so I thought, well, I'll put that in there because the By the Bay needle art it's a little one, and I could get it. I do have another little frame, so I had to wash it though because it's been looking a bit shabby. So I had it in the wash. I'm either gonna put it in another frame or I'll make it into a flat fold. Oh my god, like kind of Tintin gone wrong. Yeah, so there was that. So that's all I've got left to frame is By the Bay needle art. I've got my quilting cats that I'm going to make into a project bag, but again, I had to go in the wash. I got it all out and I looked and went, oh my god, there's like a big dark mark all over it. Luckily, it was all just cotton, so it just got flung in the wash machine. So I've got to iron that, and that's my next. That's one main project, and that's all I've got left to frame is my two memorabilias that go to the framers. It's like they go to the framers. You're like, I'm not spending years doing something, and I don't mind the little things, but the bigger things. So the other thing I did, so I'm just quickly, yeah, was my June Snowflower Diaries, June. So I just finished it. A little bit there. Made it into a little flat fold. Sorry, it does stand up. See? It does stand up. And yeah, this was just done using a little bit of linen. I think this is actually the linen, a bit of a cut off from the fabric I'm using, my chatelaine. Oh, I'll leave that over, that's right. And some of the called for colours, and then the others I just made up to match. Like I just used greens there. But actually, it's that way when you're stitching it, you're just kind of doing it, and I'm like, oh, that's really actually, I really, really like that. The colours and that really pop out. So that'll sit next to my little temperature thing. And I'll have that in my little table next to me because I've moved the little table, so I quite like putting things on there. So I finished that. I think that was actually a Whipco one from, when did that get called? Something makes me think. That's my little book of notes. Whipco somewhere. Yeah, it was. It'd been called in April, and I was only planning to work on it like one day, and then I was like, hang on a minute, June's coming up. I could feasibly get this finished and made up for June because I've just got February, March, April, and May. And February, March, and April have all been called and Whipco so far, so they've all had a bit more progress. So I'm just going to work through on them for the rest of the year and hopefully have them. So I'll have a whole year's of little calendar ones for home. I've got ones for work. I'm gonna have ones for home, but I'm actually doing two sets at the same time. So I'll eventually have another one for work because I need to have something. I like looking at my cross stitch at work because you need something to cheer you up when you're there all day. So let me I'm a list person. So I have everything like scribbled on bits of paper. So what have I spoke about June. I spoke about June twice. Why have I done that? Windows finished. Oh, I spoke about that. Tree finished. Done that. Because I've just kept to know what I'd worked on so I could show you. When I go into this. I'm now going to look in here as if it's where I want it to be. But bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, hi. Right, so God, sorry, I've completely lost the power of speech. I was gonna say, yeah. The Photo Coverage Fanatics Bookshelf Challenge was I don't know what it was. Was it biography? I think it might have been biographies. Anyway, something to do with travel, time, space. Anyway, I don't really know why. But for whatever reason it was. Sorry, I keep letting my hair all good. I chose to do it was a new start. So it was my Tilton Crafts TARDIS. Sorry. You know, which if you're a Doctor Who fan, you will recognise all those lovely folk in that picture. So I started that. Now I've decided that this is... Obviously, there's a lot of black there. And I was like, well, I don't really want to stitch it on black. I've stitched on black before and that's hard going. And I think what's going to be harder, stitching all that black or stitching on black. So I decided to stitch all the black, but maybe not all the black. So I decided I've started in the middle and I'll work my way out to the blue and then I'll do as little black as possible around the end and see what it kind of looks like. Yeah, so that's my start. 28 count. 1/1 actually. So as you'll see, there's a little box there, if you imagine. That's the little top of the TARDIS. So yeah, there was a lot of black and blue. There's a lot of black and blue in this picture. There's a lot of blue. But yeah, so I did a little bit on that. So you see, so that's like the middle. And, well, I think, actually that's about the middle. That's kind of over a bit. And I'll just work until I decide how much more black I can bear to do. I don't mind doing it like 10 by 10 blocks. That goes in there. And then, what did I work on? Oh yeah, this this was called for my whip for this month. This is one of my kind of other random ones, which is Yield Band Sampler Chart by Ivy House Crafter, who is on YouTube, a VozTuber, but it's also on the Etsy shop. And she has this, there's this one, and then there's the Transylvania something very similar name, which is kind of matching one, which I would like to get at some point and do, but I have nowhere near. This is actually massive. Yeah, so it's just a, you know, band sampler, but I really like it. Yeah, so I'm only in about the third band. It's great fire. So this is just stitched on some, oh my god, again, big huge bathroom. I think this is like 28 count Joblin hours, I don't know. It's just white. I think it's 28 count, but it's 1/1. So yeah, so, and I'm stitching it with Threadworks. I freaking love Threadworks. Every time I use Threadworks, I remember how much I like them. This is Threadworks. Just show this. Oh, that's actually picking up the colours quite well. So it's, you know, it's Burgundy's grey. Well, I didn't realise in this light how, so sorry, Burgundy's greys, browns, all very muted, but it's, yeah, I love this. And this is, I think it does have a name, but it's 11215. Yeah. So that's what I'm working that on. And that reminded me when I got that out, I was like, oh. I wanted to start Pandemic at the Scottish Stitching Retreat. That's my plan, is to start Pandemic. And I was like, oh. And I'd been planning to do it on DMC. I had looked at some stitching palettes, some colours, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just actually get some Threadworks. I really quite fancy blue. Blue on a kind of linen. There was, who did I watch? Jessie Marie. And she started, I think it was a long dog. And she started Queen's Gambit, so I don't know, whatever the chase one is. And she is like on a beigey fabric, but she's used, I think it's red she's used, but I just was like, oh, that actually looks really nice, that kind of coffee kind of coloured beigey fabric. And I thought, right, blue, kind of a dark bluish colours on those. So, but yeah, so look, so I managed to do all the way along. So I think I've got, oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's the size of it. So yeah. But it's just on the list. On the list of the whips. So there was that. Right. Now I've got to retrieve the bag because the dog's sleeping on the bag. Sorry, Woody. I'm not sure your head went down. Oh, I'm sorry I've taken your pillow away from you. Sorry, Tom. Right, what have we got? Let's pull out the bag. Oh, God. My focus piece. Oh my god, my body's about to die. Right, so quick change of scenery there because my battery was just about to die with me now. Had to charge it up and the charger's over here. Anyway, this is okay. So anyway, as I was saying, did some more of my focus piece. Did my month's 2,500 stitches, which is essentially, yeah, this bit here. This square here, which is lots of kind of confetti up round here, and then blacks, and then here. So yeah, I think I'm at 83% or 84% or something like that. So I'm still on schedule to finish this year. Yeah, there's not much more to say about this. I still love it. Still absolutely friggin' love it, which is good. And I think that's the thing with full coverage pieces. You have to still love them because they're with you for a big part of your life. So yeah, so that's gonna come back at yeah, I think I'm just gonna fill in this bit next month and just work across, and then I'll just work because I'm just going side to side and filling in. So I did that. What else? Oh, that. Nope. Yeah, so the other piece that was called for my whip go, I had my sampler, because I know I tell this every time, but just in case. So I have my monthly piece, my monthly full coverage piece, which is my captive, and then I do monthly bookshelf challenge on full coverage fanatics, then the 2 Whipco pieces, and then my chatelaine. And that's, yeah. And then the other bits I do every month. And then if I get them all finished, and I usually do, then I just can pick whatever. I've got socks I'm knitting, I've got a blanket I'm crocheting. So just add those wee bits in, and whatever else. So my wee April month, my April house. This is the other monthly series. I'm doing the Snowflower Diaries, and then these are just little houses. Maurice, it was 2007. It was from a blog in 2007. I don't think they exist anymore. And they're just little French houses. That's April. So I got quite a wee bit done on that. So this will just stay in my smalls bag, which I'll take back into the car and work on it when I'm at lunchtime at work, because I'm like, the whole COVID thing's working in my favour, because I quite like being antisocial, like when I'm at work all day. When I'm at work, I mean, to be fair, I'm in an office with a couple of people or just myself, but you're on the phone all day and it's just like nice just to disappear. I don't want to have to sit at lunch and have to make polite conversation. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go and hide in my car now and do some stitching. So yeah, because the only other one there, let me just see if I've got February. I've worked a wee bit more in February. My little ducks. My little duckies. Yeah. So I don't get a lot done, because by the time I try and remember to like eat in the office and then use my lunchtime just to stitch, but sometimes I forget. So you don't get huge amounts of time to stitching, but it's nice. They literally would be sitting getting no stitching, so I feel like a few minutes is better than none, you know? So the other thing I've been working on is, of course, my chatelaine. White Nights in St. Petersburg. Oh, that's sunshine. So I'm not taking out the case because it's massive and yeah. So I'm halfway round. I'm now over halfway done, because I'm just finishing off the border and a little bit more of the building, so I'm now halfway done. So this month was to do these towers here. Add in those towers there. So I've done May. So that was May. I've done May. This in theory is June's, but just because I've got it out just now, I'm like, well, I'll just start on it just now, because what, in June, because I'll time it June. Yeah, it's technically that bit's June and that bit's July, but I've just been working down. So if I want to kind of get ahead of myself on this, and I'm finding just working on it, just concentrating one little section each month, is doable. I'm not getting too fed up with it because it's starting to be. I don't know if I'm ever going to get this framed because I'm like, it'll be a while before I get it framed because I think I really need to not see it for quite a while and before to appreciate it. I mean, it is. I mean, obviously, I've still got all the beading in that to do. That's next year's job, is to do all the beading. But it's just been part of my life for so long now. I mean, actual stitch wise, I mean, there's been whole months and years really gone by. Months it's just out of every year that just it never got touched. So they don't actually take that long to stitch up, and it's just taken me years because, I mean, it's like 10, 11 years now. I think I started in like 2009 because collectively it wouldn't have taken that long, but it's just you do a bit and then you get a bit fed up. So anyway, so that's that. So I'm kind of ahead of myself on that. Sorry, bear. Okay, sorry, I just went. I had to go out my notebook there. So yeah, so that was me pretty much. I'm just so I just put my chair, just look on my side. Oh, yep. So I've just done on that. Yeah. So that pretty much was me. And next week is June. So okay, so plans for June, because that's next week. The two Whipcos, which is my March house. That's where I've got to on it at the moment. So I'll be working on it. So yeah, the other one is gonna be my winter story keep, which is Heaven and Earth. My captive, my chatelaine, and for the full coverage book challenge, it is Japanese ornament, which is. Sorry, I don't really colour pictures. It's that. What it's gonna look like. I think it's historical fiction, but for some reason there's something from Japan in it. And I think I just worked on this. I worked on this like a couple of days, like last year or something like that. So you can see the colours from this. So that's over there here. So it's kind of lots of reds and greens. Yeah, it's really pretty actually. So I'll work a bit more on that. No great plans on what I'll do, and just see where the wind takes me. And then it's a bit the Shattered. Sorry, I said working with Shattered. I might not, because I'm hopefully done. Might be a month ahead of myself. Because come the end of June, we have Tour de France back on. It is on earlier than normal. Normally it starts like a week after that, but it's to do with the Olympics. It starts at the end of June, so I'll get my sunset back out. Which is called Parents. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, I am the worst person for anything. I can't remember what anybody's called. But I call it sunset because it looks like a sunset. So I'm going to get it out and I'll do kilometre, however far they ride. This has happened the last couple of years on Full Coverage Fanatics. And so I don't know if they're doing that this year or not, because it'll be the Olympic Challenge. Then the Olympic Challenge will kind of start just straight after that, because I think there's only a few days between the end of one and the beginning of that. But yeah, it's just a good excuse, because I was like, the other day I was like, oh, I really, really, really want to work on that sunset again. I really like it. And I was thinking, I thought, it's not been that. And I thought, it can't be a year. And then I realised it's not a year, because it was like much later in the year last year when they finally did the Tour de France. So I'm excited for that. So that's my plans anyway. Other than that, nah, nothing much. Like I said, just the week off. It was my daughter's 21st last week. So she was out for that. Yeah, Lee's back at work. Hallelujah. I had him at home for nearly like a year. Yeah, so glad that he's out and I get some time to myself. This dog needs out. Yeah, Joe's gonna just have his dinner and then he'll take you out, okay? Alright. There's my doggy. There's my doggy. There's my doggy. There's my doggy. Look. Say hello. Ruth. Say hello. Right. Thanks for watching. And all. And have a nice June. And so it will probably be the end of June before you see me again. If you're lucky. Or maybe you're not lucky, you'll see me again. But yeah. Anyway. Cheery bye.